Hello viewers, it is your favorite spoiler from the recap room. For more updates, stay tuned and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you. The NIS agent is having a hard time comprehending what happened to her in Tuesday's episode of NCIS, Origins, and she turns to church for comfort. During off-peak hours, she goes to an empty parish to pray, but it's unclear if she's truly communicating with God or if she's just reflecting on her life after the disaster. Lala encounters gang leader Flaco Navarro, the least pious guy in the world, as she is reflecting on her life at God's house. Flaco reminds Lala of her from their previous encounter and that he owes her a favor for saving that little redhead. What is Lala's reaction? Flaco was stabbed in the throat. For the time being, the woman is not amusing this man. Moments later, Lala gives in to her curiosity and agrees to take Flaco and his goon for a drive. As it happens, the criminals desire Lala's assistance in removing Luna, the murderer wanted by the FBI, using evidence that Flaco himself planted. Lala thinks about accepting Flaco's offer, despite putting her career and friendship with Vera in jeopardy. In the end, Lala chooses not to join Flaco as a co-conspirator, even though she is still clearly crashing out. We see hints of Gibbs's covert longing for his ex-lover elsewhere. He is shown holding Lala's unconscious hand while they sit side by side in the hospital in flashbacks. Later, Diane witnesses him watching Lala question him. She believes it's just work-related study, but there seems to be more going on. Gibbs is paused in the film to observe Lala, not merely to learn her strategies. Lala, the woman Gibbs once loved, is the one he is going back to. Gibbs also begins to distance himself from Diane, which is more proof that he still harbors feelings for his coworker. Gibbs separates himself from his fiancée by merely saying he feels hungry when Diane asks him how he feels about completing an interrogation for the first time in the hopes of having a sensitive talk about his fears and dreams. As the show progresses, Gibbs's actions and words are always focused on Lala, and it's clear that he likes her. It seems like we're simply waiting for Diane to step in so that Lala and Gibbs may resume their affair. The NIS team is looking into the alleged drowning of a collegiate swimmer as everyone else is dealing with personal difficulties. Franks and Gibbs go to the patriarch's home to try to find out more after discovering that the victim's father brutally trained him to maintain his scholarship. Gibbs asks the father excessively when he gets tunnel vision and thinks the father must have been involved in his son's death. He disregards the father's advice, and his persistence eventually puts the inquiry in danger. Fortunately, Franks is there to guide him towards a more fruitful line of inquiry and drag out the probe. Later, after finding an injury on the swim captain's leg that resembles the victim's, Gibbs brings him down for questioning even though he hasn't been cleared for a solo interrogation. Gibbs ruins the questioning once more. The man just put in too much study time. Gibbs immediately applies the techniques he saw on an old tape of Franks employing physical force to question a suspect to the young athlete seated in front of him. Like Franks used to do, he rants, walks around the room, and slams his fists on the table, but it all backfires because it exposes Gibbs' own weakness, which is a damaged ego and a painful hand. Gibbs has no chance to turn things around because Lala and Franks bring the child in for a second time, and he discloses that his teammate was killed by the assistant swim coach, who had been using the boys as drug mules. Nonetheless, our probie makes some progress with Diane by at last being honest about his thoughts of inadequacy at work. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more updates.